Tony was taking different hormones completely 10 days ago from years now. Went off them for a bit, used an AI, used cabergoline, stopped use cabergoline. So stopping cabergoline, lower sex drive.
Pramine. But
Okay, Pramine, yeah. Stopping dopamine agonist is lower sex drive. There's a difference between ergot and non-ergot derived, where the Pramine is a non-ergot derived, but one of them causes particular cardiac issues, where the other one doesn't as much.
Caber causes the cardiac issue.
Yeah, caber does, but I don't know which one's ergot and non-ergot derived. Non-ergot derived are natural molecules. Anyway, so I just don't know what they look like. So there's that happened, the cabergoline, the change. So there's a lot of fluctuations. So it's really hard to analyze. First, that's what I've noticed for myself when I have these difficulties. The next one is the gyno. You were on an AI and a SERM, I think, at different points. So a lot of things came in and out, and those differentially affect estrogen receptors across the body. And there was just raloxifene though.
Raloxifene and exemestane.
Do you feel like you could have crashed estrogen?
I feel like my energy is okay. Usually if my estrogen is crashed, energy and sexual motivation is lower.
So guys, for those that don't know, when your estrogen
not to an extreme symptoms of low estrogen, maybe slightly.
When your estrogen levels go in the US metric above 45, at some points people start to experience usually declining erectile function, declining slowly, and maybe to a lesser degree loss of sex drive, and also much more emotionality, prone to crying and so on. When you go below on the estrogen level, like below 25 on some people below 15, it's more of a dichotomous on and off switch, where if you go below a certain number on your levels, on your blood test, you'll find total reduction in sex drive. Apathy as opposed to emotionality, and usually just your dick doesn't, your penis, I don't know what you call it, it doesn't work, it won't work, you won't even get hard sometimes.
Yeah.
It can be really hectic, like the rubber band situation. That can actually happen from crashing estrogen. It won't happen if it's too high. So if that's happened to you, you might notice that fast. For reference, if you're using dutasteride, the effect on your erectile quality will usually be to thin your penis slightly. It doesn't get fully hard, even with Cialis. You'll notice if you pay attention. And then with an SSRI, you usually will not notice any effect on penile erectile quality, but the main effect will be a lowering of sex drive, but not apathy. It'll be, unless you get to high doses, which we'll talk about in a second. It's not apathy, it's like, it's not that interesting, and you have more things that are interesting to you. And then the sexual effect is delayed ejaculation. The opposite of what dopaminergic drugs give you.
If I need to troubleshoot if low estrogen is the problem, what I do is use Dianabol, because it converts very quickly into estrogen. So then I get the feeling of, the estrogen feeling comes back quickly. So
I tell you the truth, my diagnostic that I just gave you is foolproof. If your dick completely can't work, well, it could be prolactin for some people, that's true. It could be either of those, either high prolactin for some people, very, very rare, that's the confusing part, or you just took a lot of estrogen. If that did, aromatase inhibitors. And if so, your estrogen will be really crashed and it'll happen suddenly. That sudden thing only happens to me with that, or just to a lesser degree with me with Trenbolone, but some people that take Trenbolone don't get it at all.
So the reason why this is so important right now, too,
or with Nandrolone, but didn't happen to me with that,
is I have my American Girlfriend coming tonight, who I have to perform very well for.
It's just debatable.
And then Cat Lady, like, I'm behind 2 days and sleeping with her, so I have to catch up. So I have to have her great sex this afternoon, and then the American Girlfriend tomorrow, and then I got to fit in Cat Lady tomorrow again, and then
this is the pathology and the definition of the sex addiction we discussed. By the way, I've become more confident that you have a sex addiction now. I just also believe there's other elements like a anti-confrontational to the point of codependent. Like, we could really start diagnosing this.
You could write a whole book on
it. But none of it, by the way, is like, when we say pathological, it's always just a little bit funny. It's not, none of it's like, but it's a little bit funny.
Interesting enough for a reality show.
Mainly
not interesting enough to commit me to a mental hospital.
Not at all. It's just, okay, wait, I just want to continue, because there's some interesting things you said. Right. So, he's taking fluvoxamine. Did you up it to 50 at night? You didn't 50, up it to 100.
I was taking 50 in the morning, then your recommendation,
so he's taking 50 milligrams at night. Not enough to cause much sexual side effects in almost anybody. But, you're also taking tesofensine. Which dose?
500 micrograms in the morning.
Okay, so you're taking the lower dose, but that's also a significant...
Which is one pill.
Significant inhibition of SERT. So you're getting, like, at least 100 milligram fluvoxamine. And you just started that again with the fluvoxamine? Oh, you just got a sudden bolus of serotonergic signaling. So fluvoxamine inhibits the reuptake of serotonin between two cells, making the cells feel serotonin more. Tesofensine does the same thing, but does that also for dopamine and noradrenaline. They have additive effects. So you're going to end up inhibiting more of SERT.
You know, this did start happen as soon as I was taking both at the same time. It's 2 days ago. Right?
You should feel also a little bit, well, a little bit, not brain fog, but more like lackadaisical, more relaxed sort of. But that's acute effects of serotonin, like ADHD.
Less of that anxiety feeling of needing to accomplish something.
Yes. That's also blocking the dopamine.
I feel that.
Yeah. So that's the tesofensine. Yeah, because now it's really high SSRI version. Tesofensine is already almost maxed out on SSRI blockade at 1 milligram. I think 1 milligram is over 80% or so.
Okay, I should probably take the fluvoxamine out.
Unless you're. Yeah, but we'll discuss my views on tesofensine later. Okay, so there's that, and then I mentioned is bad sleep. So bad sleep automatically reduces steroidogenesis. You think steroidogenesis is not important if you're on TRT, but it is. I swear from personal experience of clients, if you have gonadotropin releasing hormone in your hypothalamus, luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone in your pituitary, especially going, or you replace them with HCG and recombinant FSH or HMG, you will find that you have more sexual pleasure and you also have slightly more sexual drive. Many people can't discern it, but if you have very low levels, you will notice it. And then I wanted to mention also the bad sleep affects this. So does like getting ill, getting sick, and so on. But then there's and by the way, I didn't know these beforehand. I had no idea what we were talking about. The other thing is the novelty fetish is a real thing. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention. So I think you have a fetish. So I think you have a sex addiction and a fetish for new things.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But not evil new things. Not just to be clear, because a lot of those people are. I mean, he's not sadistic at all. So he doesn't like pain, people having pain or anything. But he's just interested in new things, like exploring the world, living life to the fullest, and he thinks of that sexually.
Yeah.
Which some people do. They go through different like ethnicities. I've known people or countries. So that's one thing that could be real, okay? But that's affecting because your basal levels of signaling are not so high as they normally are. Final thing I want to mention.
So for that, I'm gonna take the American Girlfriend to the BDSM club here.
Oh, that's
with the next
she agreed to that, but nothing else. I'm sure she wants to kick out everybody.
Well, she doesn't really know about everybody so much.
Oh wow! Okay. This will be interesting.
But wait, it's really funny.
The best policy.
With the American Girlfriend is so conservative. I think I'm the only second or third man she's been with her whole life. She's 41, right? So she's very.
Hey, compare that to my example. So my girl in Thailand is 19. She's also only been with 3 men.
Wow.
But she's 19 and she doesn't cause drama.
Yeah. No, that's a good find.
I'm not really for 19-year-olds, but like I don't want a 40, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I'm younger than that. So.
Yeah, that's a really amazing girl. But the one I have is like a really like deep mental, emotional type connection. 12-year relationship.
We leave this for the podcast. We have a lot of funny stories in the lifestyle.
But here's what's funny.
We sound a bit rude, but the reason why we're rude is we're making jokes about it. He makes jokes about me and me about him.
But how conservative she is we filled out this, what you want to try as far as BDSM stuff. And there's all these lines, and I filled out mine, like, okay, I want to try this. And then I'm like, wow, I'm a little nervous to see what she picks. What if she picks a lot of crazy stuff? She said no to everything except for light choking and light whipping and light biting. like out of 100 things you could do, like she picked the most
this is not a
soft core.
This is not a conservative. I think this is a repressive. It's different because the 2 most conservative women I ever dated asked for some really weird stuff, like stuff like I mentioned on the podcast one day. Like not weird in the sense that I'm judging, and weird in how did you even think of that? Like I'll tell you right after the podcast. I mean the video actually because it's very. It's very
give me some
ideas. We'll mention on the podcast. So we're thinking of telling some of these stories on the podcast. Okay, last thing, the Nina anxiety. Anxiety affects steroidogenesis also, causes it's basically a complete buzzkill for sex drive. So there's anxiety. Those are a bunch of things you're doing right now. It's most likely the serotonin signaling and the total imbalance in your levels. I've noticed even when I had very good sex drive on hormones, if I change one thing which shouldn't cause an issue, then another thing which shouldn't cause an issue, but 2 rapidly in a row, I now had an issue. So sometimes it's the instability with this kind of thing.
Well, out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to go down this checklist. I'm going to get back on the Prami for lowering the prolactin, pramipexole. It's a really low dosage. This is a 1 milligram tablet, and I just nibble off like 1/4 of a tablet, and once or twice a day. And then just a little bit of D-ball. I'm going to go to the gym anyways. I get the D-ball for the muscle pump and the good feeling, and then also getting my estrogen up a little bit. I will either do tesofensine or fluvoxamine. I'll probably keep with the tesofensine. Maybe I'll do like 1 week tesofensine and then switch to the fluvoxamine. But I'll just come off the fluvoxamine a little bit while I'm on the tesofensine. I'll do the HMG. I've been missing my doses lately, but we're rationing it because
I'm rationing because
it's coming in the mail. But I'll use HCG in the meantime.
This is the most we need to have.
I have plenty of HCG.
You did?
Yeah.
I just went hypogonadal for no reason.
We have huge amounts of HCG.
Bro. I've been talking to you every day. Like
Lifetime supply of HCG.
What? It's
It's
only
just
been
the
10 days that I
HMG
came back. I was like gonadal with HMG, and then it disappeared, and I became hypogonadal, and now
Yeah.
I have to.
We need to go through the inventory to see what we got. And then the novelty. That's going to be the BDSM club. It's going to give me the novelty I need.
That does work. The only thing, then let's talk about Tesafency in the next video. Then we have a lot to talk.
Okay, we're going to do another video on Tesafency right now. Be swole and swole, friends of freedom, pioneers of human evolution. A day natty is a day wasted.